Have you ever wondered about our most adventurous ancestor? The first one to truly leave home and explore the world. Meet Homo erectus, the trailblazer of the human family tree? For a long time, we thought we had a pretty good handle on their story. But a stunning fossil discovery from Ethiopia is completely shaking things up, rewriting what we know about our own deep past. Imagine this, a team of scientists in northern Ethiopia, in a place called the Dano Amole Basin, unearths fragments of a skull. They name it Dan 5, bit by bit, piece by piece, they realize they have something extraordinary. This isn't just any old bone. It's the face of one of our earliest ancestors staring back at us from 1.5 million years ago. Thanks to incredible digital technology, researchers have painstakingly reconstructed this ancient face, giving us the most complete look ever at a Homo erectus from this critical period in the Horn of Africa. And what a look it is! This face is telling us a story that's far more complex and fascinating than we ever imagined. So, who was Homo erectus? These weren't the hunched-over cavemen of cartoons. They walked upright, just like us. They were taller, more slender, and had brains significantly larger than their predecessors. They were master toolmakers, crafting the iconic Acheulean hand axes, the Swiss army knife of the Stone Age, but their most defining trait, their wanderlust. Homo erectus was the first hominin to migrate out of Africa, spreading across Asia and into Europe. They were the original globetrotters, adapting to new environments and climates, a feat that set the stage for our own species, Homo sapiens, to eventually conquer the planet. For decades, the prevailing theory was that a single, relatively uniform species of Homo erectus emerged in Africa and then began its global journey. We based this idea on fossils found across the continent, from South Africa to Tanzania. But Dan 5 throws a fascinating wrench into that neat and tidy story. When scientists compared the reconstructed face of Dan 5 to other Homo erectus fossils, they found something surprising. It didn't quite match the classic African specimens like the famous Turkana boy from Kenya. Instead, it shared some intriguing similarities with much younger Homo erectus fossils found thousands of miles away in Asia, specifically in places like Tbilisi, Georgia. This discovery suggests that early Homo erectus in Africa wasn't a single homogeneous group. Instead, it was likely a diverse collection of populations, each with its own subtle physical variations. Think of it like modern human populations, we're all one species, but people from different parts of the world have distinct physical features. It seems the same was true for our ancient ancestors. The Dan 5 fossil suggests there might have been multiple waves of migration out of Africa, or at least a more complex, branching pattern of movement than a simple single exodus. Perhaps different groups, with slightly different features, left Africa at different times, taking separate paths. The group that Dan 5 belonged to might have been one of many distinct populations coexisting in Africa around 1.5 million years ago. This idea of diversity is incredibly important. It paints a picture of a dynamic and varied evolutionary landscape. Our ancestors weren't just marching in a straight line toward modernity. They were experimenting, adapting, and diversifying. Some groups may have stayed in Africa, evolving in different directions, while others ventured out, carrying their unique set of genes and traits with them. Dan 5 could represent a lineage that was living in the Horn of Africa, geographically closer to the exit ramp of the continent, and perhaps better positioned to make that leap into Eurasia. The reconstruction process itself is a marvel of modern science. The skull was in pieces. Using high-resolution CT scans, researchers created virtual 3D models of each fragment. Then, like a high-tech jigsaw puzzle, they digitally reassembled the face, mirroring missing parts from the existing ones and using anatomical landmarks to guide them. This non-invasive technique allowed them to see the face of Dan 5 in stunning detail, without ever damaging the precious original fossil. It's a perfect blend of old bones and new technology, unlocking secrets that have been buried for over 1 million years. The face of Dan 5 reveals a combination of features. It has the prominent brow ridge and low brain case we expect from Homo erectus. But its facial structure is less massive, more delicate than some of its African contemporaries. This mosaic of traits is precisely what makes it such a crucial piece of the puzzle. It acts as a bridge, connecting different groups of hominins across time and space. So, what does this all mean for our human story? It means our family tree is more of a tangled bush than a straight ladder. It's filled with diverse branches, dead ends, and surprising connections. The journey of Homo erectus out of Africa wasn't a simple, one-off event, but likely a long, drawn-out process involving different populations, each contributing to the rich tapestry of human evolution. The Den 5 fossil is a powerful reminder that there is still so much to discover beneath our feet. Every new find has the potential to rewrite history and deepen our understanding of where we came from. It shows us that our ancestors were adaptable, resilient, and far more diverse than we ever gave them credit for. They weren't just surviving. They were thriving and exploring, driven by a curiosity that we've clearly inherited. This discovery from the heart of Ethiopia is more than just an old skull. It's a window into a pivotal moment in our shared history, a time when our lineage took its first bold steps onto the world stage. And it proves that the story of us is a grand, sprawling epic, with new, thrilling chapters still waiting to be unearthed. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you're as fascinated by our human origins as I am, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. See you next time.